Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your weekly dose of sunshine with Sami Vecchiolla. I am here today with a very special guest, but before I welcome her on, I just want to say thank you all for watching, and I'm sorry for taking a week off. I got a lot of calls from people saying, I missed my dose of sunshine. So I'm back, and this week I have not only a personal, amazing guest, but I have a fabulous therapist and yoga instructor, and she also works for the Jed Foundation. But most importantly, this person is my sister-in-law, Diana, and I'm so excited to bring her on. So before we get started, if anyone has any comments or questions or just want to let us know that you're watching, please comment below and we'll bring your comments or questions up on the screen. So without further ado, let me welcome in Diana. Good morning, Diana. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
Very good. Thank you for coming on Dose of Sunshine. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here.
So can you tell everyone who's watching a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. I'm Diana Cusumano. I am Sami's sister-in-law. and what I do for a living is I'm a mental health therapist. I teach yoga and mindfulness classes, and I work full-time for a national nonprofit called the Jed Foundation.
And what are they? Who's the Jed Foundation?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the Jed Foundation focuses on mental health for adolescents and college-age students. So I work with a caseload of colleges nationwide, helping to see what they have in place for mental health on campus for their students.
That's awesome. And you've been able to travel through working with them. So I'm always so jealous of your travel photos.
Yeah, not anymore with COVID. Now everything's virtual. But yeah, I got to go to a lot of pretty campuses and different parts of the country, thanks to Jed.
That's awesome. And where do you do yoga?
So I teach yoga in White Plains. Pre-COVID, I taught it on Mamaroneck Avenue in a little co-working space at Koi Creative Space. They're the best. But now, during the pandemic, I'm teaching it virtually or once in a while at a park in White Plains area. Yeah.
That's cool. I'm sure a lot of people are missing their in-person events like yoga class. I'm sure.
Yes.
So relaxing.
The new normal that we're in, trying to adapt. Yeah. So
I brought you on because you're one of the most positive people I know, and no matter what you face, you always come out with a positive attitude, and I love that about you. So what inspires you most?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think what inspires me most for positivity is knowing that this too shall pass. If you're in kind of a rough situation, that everything's always temporary. The good stuff, the bad stuff, it's always temporary and it will pass. And I always think about too, for myself, finding joy every day, even on a bad day, right? And also being of service every day helps to keep me inspired to be positive, to just be kind to others and give back daily in different ways. Really helps me to stay in the positivity realm.
I love that. You're full of gratitude too, which I feel like definitely helps you being positive is when you're grateful for everything.
Yes, and if you cultivate a practice of gratitude, actually, it does end up changing the neurons in your brain, and you do end up becoming just generally more positive thinking versus negative thinking. It's very interesting.
I love that. So we have my mom is saying hello.
Hi, good morning.
Like I said earlier, if anyone's watching and you have any questions for Diana or want to comment to say that you're watching, please comment below. We'll bring it up on the screen. So Diana, do you have any favorite quotes?
Yeah, you know, I'm a big quote person where I used to like just collect quotes all over. My Pinterest board is quoted up. You know, but it's funny when you prompted me to think about that just now, I can't really think like of one that sticks with me except like some of the classic ones, like do unto others as you want unto you. Like that, I think those are the things that kind of stay with me. And then any quotes from Buddha, you know, I live by, or Thich Nhat Hanh, which is another very famous Buddhist teacher. So I think though I have so many, Sami, it's hard for me to pick one. But I tend to live a lot by mantras and affirmations. So I don't know if those count as quotes, but I like to repeat like I am statements and affirmations. And I think I go to those more than quotes.
I feel like you have on your Instagram, you have like everyone should be following Diana on Instagram. I'm going to put her Instagram handle up here for everyone. She has just an awesome layout of her Instagram where she has quotes that come very often. And I feel like I always see the quotes that I need to hear at the moment. It's like you're reading my mind.
That's so nice.
So I encourage everyone to follow her. She's fantastic and she puts out great content. So give her a little follow there.
And those quotes, I write myself just based on like how I'm feeling. And I feel like this is someone else must be feeling this way. So I just kind of put it out there. So it's nice to hear it resonates with
Absolutely.
you.
And I love that about you because no matter what you have going on, like you are always like, I'm not the only one. Like I am gonna give this out, and even when it comes to being positive, like you really do radiate like that happiness and positivity. So that's what I love about you. That's why we connected right
away. Aw, so nice.
So do you want to tell us what you're up to?
Sure. Yeah. So the pandemic has really been making me funnel in and focus on what I want to do next. I love working at JED, so that's something that will stay. But I really want to think about how do we make a larger impact helping other people in our community, and how do you make services accessible? So, for example, in the yoga world, in our country, it's very expensive to go to a yoga class. It's like a $22 per class fee, and it's very inaccessible. And also it feels a little intimidating when you walk into a yoga studio at times. So I've been thinking about how do we make this more accessible, to be a larger reach for people, and also to like tie in mental health to movement. So tying in your mental health when you are in a yoga class or a different type of workout class, because when we move our bodies, different emotions come up, right? So how do you tap into that emotion and process it and understand it in real time? So this is where my wheels have been turning. But
awesome.
I'm continuing to teach weekly yoga classes. I'm going to be offering a few more mindfulness courses. So if you want to be involved with that, just email me and I can put you on my email list.
I will keep that up too. So this is how you connect with Diana for those offerings. Diana, I know that you are just really good at the whole meditation piece of yoga. So I think, even when we, like back in the day, we've done like beer yoga and rose yoga. Those are the ones that I go to. But even in those, like I left feeling like a lightness to myself, and not just because of the alcohol, but because, you create an environment where you can actually like release the tension. And it doesn't matter if you're good at yoga. I mean, my mom and I have gone to yoga classes together, and it was a comedy fest.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's just a release of stress. So you do a really good job of that.
Thank you. I like to think of it like, first of all, in yoga, everyone's always a beginner, no matter what. You could be the highest level, but there's still something for you to learn. So everyone's always a beginner. And I look at my yoga practice when I teach that it's like your playtime. It's your time to just be silly, make a mistake, try again, and not take life so seriously when you're practicing yoga. And I find that really helps people to kind of break away from judging themselves while they're practicing. So,
yeah. And I feel like that's the biggest downfall of yoga is judging yourself before you even start.
Yes, so. And thinking you can't do it, when meanwhile, everybody is a yoga body. Like everyone can do it. It's just you have to find the right kind of moves for yourself and the right practice. So
exactly. Yeah. If I can do it, anyone can do
it. Yeah, it's good. It's good for the soul. It really is. And so is meditation. I can't, sometimes I preach this and people are like, oh, here she goes again. But truly, if you could cultivate a practice of breathing even 5 minutes a day, you will see so much change in you in like a month or two. It just truly affects everything you do. If you can try to remain mindful and find moments to breathe. We don't really pause and breathe, even though we're always breathing. We don't really notice it. So, the breath is the one thing you have with you forever, from birth till death.
Yeah, that's so
you always have your breath. So how do you befriend your breath? That's something.
Befriend your breath. Mm-hmm. That's a great quote. Yeah. I love that. I think, before you react to things, it's so important to like just take a deep breath, and you react so differently when that happens. So definitely being mindful is really important. So I have I'm surprised you didn't bring up the other thing in your life that's like really the cutest, most positive thing.
Oh, my pup?
Yes. He's my fur nephew, and I love him.
Oh, yes, he's the best. So I have a dog named Ralphie. He's actually named after my grandfather who's deceased. But he's my best bud, and he also helps me remain positive, and he helps me remain mindful every day because he's so in the moment. You know, dogs are such healers.
They really
So,
are. And
yeah.
he's so sweet. Like, what a sweet boy. We went for a walk last week at the Kensico Dam, and him and his stick, so cute.
He loves his sticks, you know. See, that's the thing, how beautiful that these animals are just so happy with just, you know, whatever's there that day. They don't really think about it too much. We can learn a lot from animals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my friend Karen is saying hello, good morning.
Good morning,
And
Karen.
we have Aurelia is watching. Hi,
Good
Aurelia.
morning, Aurelia.
Good to see you. Well, hear from you. That's awesome. So thank you again. Like, I really appreciate your time and coming on here. And I feel like everyone needs to know you. So make sure to connect with her on Instagram. She puts out some really great content. And if anyone's looking for any mindfulness offerings, please reach out to Diana. I'll put these up one more time. So reach out to her via email here, dcusumano@gmail.com. She's fantastic. She really is. I'm very lucky to be married into this wonderful family.
You're
And
fantastic
also,
too, Sammy. Go
and
on.
then follow her on Instagram with Diana J. Cusumano.
Thank you. Thank you. This is so, I love this. I love that you are spreading positivity and having these conversations, and because it starts, you know, it really helps to people to know how to tap into their own positivity.
Absolutely.
So,
I
yeah.
mean, growing up, my mom always said to me that negativity is unintelligent, and I don't want to be stupid. So
I love that. That
being
there's a good
positive,
quote.
you have to find the positive in every situation. Like,
Yeah.
anything that you go through, you can find something to be positive about. So during this time, this extraordinary pause, as my friend Kathleen says,
Mm-hmm.
it gave me an opportunity to spread my sun, because everyone calls me Sammy Sunshine, to spread my sunshine in a different way. So
Love it.
if I can help people feel positive and have a good morning, that makes me so good.
I
So
love that. Yay.
everyone, please feel free to join in on Friday mornings live on Facebook for my weekly dose of sunshine at 9:30. I have amazing guests that come on that I love so much. Diana is my second family member that has made it on to the show. So thank you again for giving me this time. I know you're so busy with work and everything and keeping up with all of the things that are going on. So I appreciate that. And thank you all for watching. Thank you, Diana. You're the best.
Thank you. Thank you all. Have a good day.